And silence has come over the circuit.
9, 8,
The 10-second countdown
7,
begins.
6, 5, 4.
And we're away. Now here in Valladolid, it is Bruno Coelho at the front of the field. Neumann diving for second, dispatching Neil Cragg early on. So Cragg down to third place. At least he's actually started in his proper position for the first time in these Euros. And Neumann immediately going for the task at hand, that being Bruno Coelho. So we've got to focus on that lead battle above all else. This is for the European Championship. Coelho and Neumann. With Neumann with a point to prove, not managing to take that two-wheel drive championship. The man behind him, Neil Cragg, who took it eventually. And look at that, Neumann, a man determined. We saw twice in a row there looking up the inside. The German competitor really pushing it there, not the best landing on the approach to the final double jump section of the lap. And Coelho in control just about. If he makes a single slip up though, Neumann's going to be right there. The pressure must be massive over there at the driver area.
Yeah, Bruno up on two wheels, gets away with it. Jorn coming out swinging, aggressive pass on Neil Cragg at the first corner. Neil, experienced head, probably didn't want to ruin a race for the fans on the first corner, and Jorn is definitely putting one on. So Jorn looking up the inside, and will he make it into turn one? Not quite.
Could see just how close it was for him there. And Neil Cragg, of course, he'll be having, and he's through there. Look at that. So Neumann with the better run out of the second corner. Great move from Jorn Neumann. Bruno Coelho in second, and Neil Cragg in third place. I was going to say he's probably banking on either Coelho taking out Neumann taking out Coelho, or a racing incident between them, in which case he can go and pick up the pieces.
Yeah, I mean, Neil will be happy to take this leg home. Jorn definitely set that move up from coming off a double, down the straight, through the first corner. Bruno had to go defensive, didn't quite get his line over the jump he wanted, and it allowed Jorn up the inside. So free corner move from Jorn, brilliant racing. And as it stands, I think Lee Martin's going to take the final podium spot, running in fourth in this one behind countryman Neil Cragg. But the battle is definitely out front. This is a race. Winner of this takes it all. And Bruno looking at the inside, can't quite make it stick. Jorn comes up short.
They collide. Sorry, just taking the mic away for a second there. Didn't mean to, but Coelho. They collide there, and Neumann's just about managed to keep hold of that one. May have been some rumblings of he needs a penalty if Coelho had taken the lead on that one, but it's getting closer and closer between the two of them. Neumann, as you said, this one is the European Championship decider. It's always great when a championship is decided purely on track. You can see the visual battle taking place for this European title. It's a win they need with the top two out front. And Jorn Neumann with a bigger lead now, because there goes the second place car. That leaves Jorn Neumann out there in front. So we see Neumann, but let's go back to Coelho in fourth behind Lee Martin. Coelho's now going to try and recompose himself, but with the less than 2 minutes left, he may have well just given up the European Championship.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be difficult. He's got 2 cars to pass and about 4 seconds to find on Jorn, which is going to be difficult. And what this means for podium is if Bruno gets past Lee Martin, which he just has, it looks like Neil Cragg's going to take the third step on the podium. So Lee Martin really needs that third place back, or hope that Bruno can find his way into second in the remaining 1 minute 30. Meanwhile, Jorn out front, he's got to do exactly what he did in leg one and just drive a clean race to take this one home, and he will be the European champion.
Neumann would be happy with that. It would make up for the loss of the two-wheel drive championship for sure if he was to walk away with the four-wheel drive. Bruno Coelho's going to be very annoyed. He's got to keep his head together. Got to try and get past Cragg, and that's not going to help. Another issue for Bruno Coelho, the Portuguese competitor, the reigning world champion. He's going to be devastated. That is the end of it, really. Fourth place now, away back from even third place, Lee Martin. So with 45 seconds, let's look at Jorn Neumann coming around the first few corners and down into the tabletop and along the Fiat Triple. Neumann, just 30 seconds. One more lap of this circuit in Valladolid, the Circuito Tele Dios, to take the European Championship. The nerves will be building. Neil Cragg will be hoping, but Jorn Neumann in the lead. Ahead of the two Brits, Cragg and Martin. Over the Fiat Triple. Not the cleanest of runs through the Fiat Triple. Over the bridge. And now just one really difficult section, that double. It's the only section really where it could go wrong for him now. Makes it over cleanly round the final corner. And Jorn Neumann is the European champion here in Valladolid. The 1/10 four-wheel drive European champion, Jorn Neumann. Incredible performance from the German competitor Neil Cragg and Lee Martin in second and third place, the two Brits. So Neil Cragg with 2 rostrums in 2 European championships, just one other driver away from the double European championship. But he has the trophy. And Jorn Neumann, you are the European champion in four-wheel drive 1/10. How does that feel?
I feel pretty good. I don't know, I knew I need to win the last heat, so I pushed very hard and could pass Neil on first corner. And then I give maximum pressure to Bruno and I could pass him. And then everything went very good.
Were you expecting mistakes from Bruno? Were you expecting to have to fight him to the death? Were you surprised that eventually he was nowhere near you at the end?
Yeah, I knew when we have almost same speed, and I knew when I gave him a lot of pressure, he makes small mistakes, and that's what happened. And then, yeah, it was good for me.
And of course, 5 X-rays in this final, and only 1 Serpent. That would be you. I assume that your manufacturer are probably quite happy with you at the moment.
Yeah, it's actually only it's the first time that we drive the car, the pre-production version, and working very good. Very good feeling. I think they are pretty happy.
You'd hope so. Well, if that's the pre-production version, I dread to think what's going to happen next year, I assume, when the car comes out properly. But either way, congratulations. Great performance out there. You're the new European champion. Superb job. So there you go. Jorn Neumann, he has the trophy. And he had 1.8 seconds over Neil Cragg. So off goes Jorn Neumann, our new four-wheel drive European champion. And Tom, he's deserving of that one, isn't he? That was a great performance in the final leg.
Yeah, I mean, he was under pressure. I think leg 2 proved that Bruno could pull away from him. So Jorn knew that he had to come out swinging. Great move on Neil on the second corner. And then he just drove to it. He put Bruno under pressure. It was a little error, he got through. He was under pressure himself, but he drove a race. He drove 5 minutes. It wasn't the fastest final time, but it's his name at the top, and that's what he needed to do.
So Jorn Neumann, our European champion. Neil Cragg second, Lee Martin third. That's the podium. Bruno Coelho in 4th place. He'll be feeling a lot of pain right now. But either way, it's been a great 6 days between the two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive championships here in Valladolid from the Circuit del Teledios. For the final time, it's goodbye from RC Racing TV. We remind you to check us out on Facebook. Thank you to our sponsors HPI Racing and Fiat, and to our co-commentator Tom Cockerill. It is goodbye.